You know, the rain has us sitting down for a while, but we will be back out here
For sure.
doing our nice little walk and talk. But for now, we're going to sit and talk.
All right.
And I'm glad to have you here with us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be
Hanging out
here.
with us. Good
Yes.
stuff, good stuff. Me and Shelia come out here and just go for casual walks at times, just talk about where we're at, this current place in our life.
Call it shooting the fat.
Shooting the
Okay,
fat,
I
right,
love
there
it.
you go.
Hey,
Shooting
that's
the
the
fat,
best
exactly.
part of it.
Just kicking
Real
it, right?
conversation.
Here's a conversation here. Watch this starter. Our lives are not social media trends.
Correct.
These are real lives.
Correct.
Unfortunately, here, our lives are being seen as trends, though. Us being 40 plus, that midlife, midlife transformation, whatever you're doing at this point in time. Tell me, what trend would you like to see disappear, Sheila?
The starvation diet.
Starvation diet?
Especially 40 plus. It works against us. It just does. You know, you are not designed 40 plus to not eat. The hypothalamus says, hey, there's chaos happening. And where does it go? Straight to that lean muscle. Stop starving yourself.
Yeah, you got that right. Especially, you know how that works, right? Building all those muscles so much, the last thing you want to do is lose
the
it,
last
right?
thing I want to do is, that's the valuable part. I want to
That's the
maintain my
valuable
muscle.
part.
Right?
Exactly.
And you have to be smart.
Yeah. Only because you mentioned it earlier, you talked about different types of training. They're all valid. You've used quite a few during your career.
Yes.
You said most recently, though, you really cringe at seeing high-intensity training done.
High intensity,
What do you mean by high-intensity
high
training?
intensity training for women or men over a certain age. Don't you know the box jumping over the age of 40? It's scary. It's scary. And plus, I just know is that it's not necessary to get to where you're trying to go.
Okay.
You know,
Not
you have
smart.
to, And for people that don't know and they go and hire a trainer, then they just assume like So if you have me trying to jump on this box, and I should be able to jump up on this box over the age of 40 or 35 even.
right.
Yeah.
And that's not,
I feel 1,000%. I say this all the time. It's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? The risk-reward value
Yes.
ain't quite there. You know what I
It's
mean?
not.
And unfortunately here, you want to trust that personal trainer,
do.
believe that they are the professional. So if they say you should do it, you believe that you can actually do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Until
You
you
fall open.
Yes.
You got 2 broke wrists now.
And skint knees.
And skint knees.
That's the first thing I
They
think.
don't heal as
They
fast as 40
don't.
plus.
They do not.
Nowhere near as
They
fast.
don't.
Nowhere near.
Risk reward. Is it actually there? That's
about your
super
trend?
interesting. A trend I want to see disappear.
Yeah.
I would love to see the idea of simple caloric deficit. Everyone's trying to make this concept seem simple, and it's not. It is simple, but it's
Right.
being made too simple. Caloric deficit. How about we be a little more mindful of how it comprises calories of your day?
Right.
Which means actually starting with protein first.
Yeah.
You simply eating less food is the crux of anorexia. I'm just not going to eat. I'm just going to burn more
Right.
calories than I eat.
Yes.
And I'm going to lose weight.
Yes.
You're going to lose weight, but you can lose a lot of that in muscle mass.
you go.
Absolutely.
And at this point in life, the last thing you want to do is lose
last
what's
thing.
so hard to build.
Absolutely.
It's
don't wanna lose
hard
muscle.
to build.
So
and
the
save.
oversimplification of, simply caloric deficit, yeah, but how are you comprising the calories of your day? It's got to be protein. It's got to be fats of all things. 'Cause
Correct.
Lord knows.
Things that people are for some reason
Thank you.
afraid of. They think,
Exactly.
it's not
Eating
so
fat
bad.
don't make you fat.
It doesn't.
doesn't.
But I think this is the importance of finding people like yourselves. Find a professional who knows how to do it. You don't have to have them forever, but at least enough to be able to say, this is what you should or shouldn't do.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely so. Watch this then. To this point in life, things are constantly changing and shifting. Beyond the physical, just our perception and how we see things in life. If you had to point to one thing in life that you had a lot of value, and it probably still has value to you now, but what would you say you find more value in now than you previously did?
Oh, that's easy. I started running from a divorce. And it saved
Oh, my
my
goodness.
mental life.
I understand.
But 10 years on to running, once I reached my 50s, my early 50s, it didn't work for me as well. I liked the thin runner look, but academically I understood what was happening. You're putting in long runs, you're doing 6 miles, 10 miles, and you haven't burnt a calorie. And I had to say, okay, Shelia, you got to do this smarter, not harder. And that's when I moved over and joined you two, building muscle.
Okay.
Because, of course, I want to get off the toilet at 8.
Okay.
You know?
That's right.
No more
the
cardio queen.
No cardio queen.
That's
for me.
interesting.
Yeah. If you've thought about this question yet, on the spot, I want to know, what do you now find a lot more value in than you probably didn't necessarily previously?
Yeah, for me right now it's like nutrition and what I put in. And I think like when you're young, I don't know, you think you're a garbage disposal and you can just put whatever in with no consequence. But now, especially as I've aged and noticed, like if I overindulge in carbohydrates or if I overindulge in caffeine, that there's a price that I pay.
Right.
So for some reason, like at this point in my life, I have to really look at like when I eat, like, okay, like
true nutritional value.
True nutritional value.
Makes a lot of sense. I'm with you. If I had to say something, if I had to find something for myself, I would probably say it's probably family at this point. Reason being is I can make a lot of money, but what good is that if I have to work 80 hours to do it?
There you go.
Right? It came at the expense of family time. I can have that perfect body stage ready, but it came at the expense of communing with my dad.
That's smart.
My parents are getting older and they're losing their independence. So having that beer and barbecue means something. I'm not counting the last Thanksgivings and Christmases because they got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I could very well be making memories right now. So not at the expense of my current health, but me being mindful of the full picture. You know, it's not about just my physicality, it's about forging memories with my family.
That's right.
My parents, my kids.
That produces, you always talk about dose, even
goes.
though you're not necessarily in the gym, but you're physiologically doing something. You're creating dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, et cetera, et cetera. So, hey,
So there's
still might
true
be good
value
for
in
you.
it.
Yes, it is.
I'm finding a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
for sure, that's for sure. So we got some rain pulling back for us for a little while, right, y'all?
Yep.
So watch this. At this point in our life, our morning walks in the sun are more so therapeutic than straight up cardio. I like to say that our skin is kind of like a solar panel,
Yes.
absorbing as much sun as we can so our body can actually create more vitamin D, right?
Right.
And that vitamin D helps to counterbalance cortisol.
Correct.
Cortisol is okay, but too much becomes the issue.
Yeah.
Doc, explain the issue with excess cortisol and how we combat it now.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know who I'm speaking to.
Who's that?
A special class
Matter
of
of
us.
fact, you know what? Hang on a second,
40
guys.
plus.
Go ahead.
And when we sleep, if we don't have estrogen, progesterone, testosterone in balance, when we go to sleep, estrogen, if it's not there, progesterone's not there, progesterone rises, keeps cortisol low.
Okay.
When progesterone is low, cortisol rises. What does that look like? In the morning, between 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we are awake.
Yeah.
So all the things that we are about to get into are for that benefit on top of making sure those hormones are balanced.
Ah, okay.
So sunshine, absolutely necessary. Vitamin D, vitamin D3, if you can't get the sun, absolutely necessary.
Supplemented, okay.
Yes.
And also because we are melanated black folks,
Oh my gosh.
our protection from the sun naturally
Absolutely.
is why we need more exposure to the sun.
And this is a great experiment.
Okay.
You and I versus
right.
Linda, who is of a lighter hue, can get it going a little faster. You and I have to be out to stimulate a little longer because we are of a darker hue. We have more melanin in our skin.
So more exposure to the sun is needed
That's right.
to create that vitamin D.
There you go.
That vitamin D is what also helps to combat the excess cortisol.
There you go.
Now the cortisol levels get too high.
There you go.
Cortisol gets too high. Next thing you know, you're depositing that cortisol right here in the
There you go.
midsection.
You're preaching now.
So we got to have these therapeutic morning walks.
Right.
Got to have these morning walks.
Exactly.
It is therapy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, here looks like the rain has caught us.
Yep.
Which light for a while.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I want to ask you guys about this.
Okay.
So many creams, so many serums, anti-aging is the whole goal here.
So many.
But in our anti-aging pursuit, we're sometimes opening our skin that's allowing us to take in more UV,
Yes.
more different types of rays that work against us.
I really want to hear this question answered because I've been using like Red Nay and then I know the importance of like exposing myself to like unwanted the sun.
Exactly, and the issues that come
Especially
from it,
with
right?
Red Nay. So please
tell
help
us,
me.
preventative to what we're already doing, what should we be mindful of?
Be conscious of what you put on your body. Again, the skin, the largest organ of the human organism, has these little tiny holes. When we work out, we sweat. We're taking heat from the inside, putting it on the outside. So when the reverse happens, we put the creams on the skin, we're taking from the outside and putting it on the inside. So regardless, if it's anti-aging, if it's anti-inflammatory, we are still taking a portion of that in. And over time, chronically using it may have some effect. So I won't say don't use that and don't use this, but just be mindful when you decide to make these decisions. There is no freebie. There is a cost. Yeah.
We don't want to stop using our red light therapies. These are great things. We
Right.
don't want to stop using our retinol A's. Lord knows I don't want to have these dark circles with my eyes.
Correct.
So what do I do to allow me to keep using these anti-aging serums and creams? What can I do to help counterbalance that? Please?
Well, when you're looking at counterbalance, and again, it's consciousness. So I won't say don't use your cream, but just flip over and look at the ingredients. See what it is. It is about understanding that our skin is there and is going to take in regardless if it's shea butter or if it's retinol. So I can't say don't use anything because we have to have moisture. That's water and that's also some type of oil. That's how we get moisture. If we're trying to protect and we're trying to anti-age, we have to look at our food as well. Because our skin grows from the inside out, just like our hair
makes
does.
sense.
So it's not just relying on the cream, understanding the creams, but also giving it a boost. It's a holistic pursuit.
I like that approach, actually.
do
I'm
too.
laughing because I'm picturing, we understand the idea of good soil.
Yes.
We even have things like the different, what do you call those little things you put into the soil so as that tomato grows? Fertilizers, right?
Yep.
So we understand rich soil
Yep.
will give you a better fruit bloom.
Correct.
Because it starts from there and it comes on out.
that's
We're the
right.
same way, right?
That's right.
The hair coming out of us,
Yes.
our skin glowing that's on us, it starts what we put into ourselves.
We just have to educate ourselves.
and what we're
Exactly.
internally
What you're saying.
consuming.
And
Just-
that,
yeah.
when you say growing from the inside out, women of our age, we start to lose the hair follicles.
Okay.
Remember, it's not just the creams that we put on our hair. It is what's going inside. We talk about the DHT and things like that.
Okay.
It's not just hair that's on your head because it grows. So nourishing it from the inside as well. Yeah.
Rub against that one for sure. So what you're noticing on the outward, be it lightening of your hair
Correct.
because of DHT binding to that hair follicle,
you go.
causing that male pattern baldness.
There we go.
Even as a menopausal woman,
Especially.
there are things there. We're going to definitely expand on that for our audience, you
Good.
guys.
All right.
I am BigRonJones with Dr. Shelia and Lenda Murray with practical advice for your real world goals.